welcome back to the podcast, guys. Today I'm joined by Aaron Zuccala. I have had the pleasure to know Aaron since literally I was a baby. He worked with my mom for a very, very long time. Aaron is a real estate broker in Guelph, and we talked a lot about music. We talked about real estate, his upbringing, kind of what's brought him to real estate, and then he had a very terrible motorcycle accident in 2021 that we talked about. Really interesting conversations on this episode, and I hope you enjoy. And this is my conversation with Aaron Zuccala. Aaron, thank you so much. Thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, what's been going on in your life recently? You just bought a new car?
Bought a new car.
Who this?
Yeah. Thought I'd go with something super safe because I've been in a number of accidents. We'll touch base on some of that. But yeah, so it's always nice. I've never really been in a car like this, so it's beautiful. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And living in Cambridge, Waterloo, right?
Waterloo now, yeah.
Waterloo.
So I moved over to Waterloo maybe about 2 months ago. So Jen and I actually just celebrated our 10-year anniversary together.
Happy anniversary.
And then we were 3 years married in September. So living apart, but I decided to make the move over. So both my boys are in the house that I was in Guelph.
Yeah.
And we're a 7-minute walk away from our grandkids.
Oh, that's great.
Harrison's 3 and Bennett's about 7 months. So yeah, it's
how's it having young kids in your life again?
It's amazing, especially when you can kind of hear them walk up the driveway, like when the windows are opened, and so it's a real trip. My brother was able to live beside my mom and dad, so my nieces had that growing up, where my parents were there.
Yeah.
So it's just, and I always watched my mom. When the kids, they were always in her back pocket, and no, it's just it's a blast for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. I was I think I'm starting to start having those thoughts myself. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and one of the callers was just calling in about a kid. He's like, I don't know what to do. My sister-in-law's kid's like the worst. He's like 3, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, he's 3. Of course he's the worst.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I know. Yeah, you want them to. You want them to grow up so fast, but it's like. Yeah, there's
you
always
forget.
That, yeah, you do.
You forget they came from literally nothing. They were born only 3 years ago.
Yeah, and they're trying to find themselves. Like, they're really cute one day, and then the next minute, they're just really, truly. There's always that one person at the, if you're having a gathering, 10 people, and the kids are at the table. There's always that one that's trying to reprimand them, and they're like, they're 3, right? So that's So I'm 51, and I should be reprimanded. It's truly. We were chatting before this. Just let them be them. And it's,
Mel Robbins, let them.
That's right. Yeah.
Aaron, let's take it back to when you were my age and younger, and where did you grew up in Guelph?
Yeah, I did. So I grew up in the Guelph area. I grew up in Eden Mills.
Nice.
I went to public school, to grade 8 in Rockwood Centennial, and John F. Ross.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Rockwood was great, and Eden Mills, kind of growing up in the country. It was a lot of fun, and my aunt and uncle lived beside us, so it was always family was always important. But that's kind of where I grew up. But,
what were your parents doing when you were growing up?
So my mom always worked in the banking industry as a teller, and then my dad was sheet metal by trade, and then went into the union aspect as a business manager for about 15 years.
Cool.
Yeah. So that it was. It was.
How are you a student? Were you a okay student?
No, not at all. Terrible. Now that we have learned about ADHD and all these things, no. I would say. I know. I think I graduated. No, I know I graduated from high school. Each general level, 62% was my average. So it was.
I wasn't. I didn't particularly love school either. I got I did okay, but comparatively to my friends, I was
same
in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just knew, I remember this teacher in grade 7 told me college is a lot easier than high school.
Right.
And I was like, fuck, I hope so.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. And he just he had a lot of really interesting, just one-liners, he'd always say. And I remember that sticking with me and a couple other things. And I was just I had such an easier time in college. I did really, really well in college because I was literally going to school for exactly what I wanted to do.
What you want to do, correct.
Yeah. And that was a great moment.
Yeah. I took a 1-year small business program at Conestoga with a buddy. We're going to open up a skate and snowboard shop.
Sweet.
And then halfway through that program, was only, like I said, 1 year for the certificate.
Yeah.
I saw an ad in the paper for a distributor out of Quebec looking to represent some brands. So we sat down with the professor and said, "Hey, I got to move out or leave the program." And he made us a deal that if Dean, my buddy Dean Williamson, if he stayed in the course and finished it, that we'd both get our certificate.
Yeah.
So Dean stayed for the extra, 4 months, and I went and started to sell snowboards and skateboards into these little shops, and then
Nice.
never.
How old were you at this time?
I would have been at the time we had Kale. So I've got 2 boys, Kale and Sam. I would have been probably, I'm guessing 22 at the time.
And you had 2 kids.
I had one. Yeah, one was at. That's a good point. I would have started. I would have been 21. Sorry, and I started in the industry, and then took that small business program. We had Kale. I just turned 22. Kale was born in September.
Cool.
Yeah, and then
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then Sammy was 2 years. So 96 is Kale.
Yeah.
And then Sammy is 98.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And then that took you to, so talk me through that kind of, that mini career.
Mini career there. So I was in the action sports industry for about 18 to 20 years. And that I worked with such brands as, like with a buddy of mine who was the main rep, Ride Snowboards, Nixon Watches, Hurley, a lot of big brands in the height of their kind of heyday, so to speak. And then I think back in early 2000, I was working just with Duff skate shoes. So it was Duff
oh
skate.
my God,
I know.
that's such
that is. I know. As I say that now, from a buddy of
Throwback.
mine. Yeah, Alex Almeida was there, and then he went to a new startup company. Mark and Tom from Blink started a brand called Atticus Clothing.
Nice.
And then I looked after that for Canada from about 2001 or 2 till about 2010.
Nice.
So that was kind of the. Then New Era hats as well. So they'd say New Era and Atticus were definitely a lot of the brands that were always fun to work with.
And you were managing, or what was that
Yeah,
role?
so Atticus I was managing for Canada, and then the other brands, it was just like Southwestern Ontario as a rep. So that was, I did that for 18, 20 years, and then the business really started to change. Actually, West 49, which is kind of from St. Catharines, they came on board, and they were the main supporter for Atticus, which was great. And then in 2010, I believe they were bought by Billabong, and Billabong owned about 9 brands. So they were going to start to take some of the outside brands and not, I guess, buy into them anymore because they had 9 that they could plug and play with. So Atticus was on the cutting block. And then I just thought about real estate because my grandfather and great uncle were in it in Guelph.
Nice.
So I thought, and I went to high school with a good buddy of mine, Hudson, who has done very well in Guelph. And I sat with him at the time with the boys' mom and I were selling one of our rental properties so that we could have a year of just kind of, hey, figure this out because it's going to be, it was a hard stop for the action sports side.
Yeah.
It was going to stop in the spring of 2011. So long story short, I got into real estate with Hudson, and that's been about 14 years now. I was with him for about 5.5. Then I worked with another large team, Arnold in Guelph, and then now I'm with a little smaller group, Jaden and Allison. But so I would say from action sports to real estate, it's been a good ride. It's been a lot of fun. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and I think it's really cool that you've stayed in careers for such a long time. I think about we've spoke to a lot of people on the podcast so far. And I've learned that a lot of people have stayed with, you've kind of pivoted along the way and stayed with one, and then it's become something else.
Yes.
And it's going to be fun to think about what my life is going to be like at, 57 one day and 20 years behind me in business.
You're going to be retired on a beach at 45. I can see it. So yeah, if you
Let's
choose
hope
to.
so. Let's hope so.
Yeah.
But how scary was that transition? And knowing that you were in a career with longevity and having 2 young kids and...
Oh, it's almost like finding out, hey, like you're going to have a baby, right? So now it's like, hey, you're not going to have a job, but you have 2 babies. So, it definitely was, because all of my jobs really outside of like working at Zayre's, like in high school when I was 15 till I think 26, I was still there part-time when I was in the sales repping job. But I would say finding out a good friend of mine, Jerry, who was the head buyer at West 49, who actually owns a shop in Village Cigar Co.
Cool.
In Burlington.
Nice
Little plug maybe. But so anyways, he was a huge supporter, just a big music background. He said, hey, Zook, that's we're not, no more POs. Like after this fall, we're done.
Yeah.
So it was a hard stop. So it was super scary.
Yeah.
Because I've only ever really done anything commission based. So I haven't had a salary job ever.
Yeah.
So it's I would say it was scary, but I knew that thankfully the boys' mom and I at the time had a rental, so that would really, I would say, pad us. We sold it, so I sat with Hudson, and said, hey, we need to sell this rental. And then he's like, hey, have you ever thought about real estate? And I did start to take the program about 5 years before, but then Atticus got really going, and I didn't really have to think about that.
Yeah.
So it was something that was on the back of my mind. So it literally, I found out in like September of 2010, and by the end of September, we had to list the rental property. And I think by October 15th, like I started to take the courses again, because I knew that I knew that I'd be underneath Hudson, who had already was doing well.
Yeah.
So my first year, it was amazing to go from, $28,000 being made to year 2 to like 57.
Yeah.
And so on. So I know that my trajectory, if that's the right word, was a lot quicker than normal.
Yeah.
But I think it's also just due to that, like feast or famine, if I wanted to stay home. And
and also having enough roots in Guelph.
Correct.
Also knowing sales, knowing some commission work, and
Correct.
and knowing just how to network and communicate with people.
Yep. And manage money was a big thing for me, because really the bulk of my money, especially in the snowboard business, was probably 4 months out of the year, right? So
interesting.
September to add 4 months on September.
Yeah.
That's when the money came in. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. I mean, was I always good with it? No. But I am a lot better now. But no, it really it's all about planning. So when I got that call going, hey, like no more POs, it's like right away, it's like, well, you can't sit there and go, well, was me. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Cheryl
We got to do something.
Yeah, I think because Cheryl ran a home daycare at the time, and then I think was an EA. So as far as just monthly costs and stuff, yeah. So, and we helped from my folks too. Like, the biggest thing was getting into it. We found out that we were going to have kale, and we got into a house at a fairly young age, right? But also had fortunately we had help from my folks to get that going. So yeah. So
What would you say to somebody who's afraid to take that leap and knowing that there's something on the other side that's fruitful and it's scary, but you got to do it.
Oh, you have to do it. It's
gotta
like
do it.
I always say to my youngest, Sam, who is a lot like myself, like Nike does have a good slogan, like just do it. And I've said it his entire life. So, but I would say if there's any part of your body that gets those butterflies or if you want to call it anxiety going, then I think it's worth that leap. If you're like, I don't, then, but you will know. Like, I think you guys are in it right now too, right? It's just, you have that feeling, and it'd be worse to wake up going, I wish I wish I would have, or it's always that like, what if? I think it's like, it's now or never, basically. So, and what's the harm in trying, right? So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I've kind of lived my life too, is like, if it scares me, you have to do it.
Yes.
That's
100%.
like kind of, I've acknowledged those two things. It's like, because that's everything. And like, your ego tries to keep you safe and tries to keep you where you are to protect you as a person.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like, the new thing or the fear thing is growth on the other side.
Yep.
And we had the same moment with starting this company full time. And like, I left, I could have had a great forward path with a hotel in Guelph.
Yep.
There was clear steps on how you could climb the chain. And, my boss at the time, Josh, encouraged me like, hey, Matt, you want to do this. You went to school for this. Like, just take the leap and just go for it. And, it was hard for him to lose me as an employee, but he knew that on the other side. Now he's like so stoked. And now
he saw that in you, right? Like that's kudos to him for even just saying, because he's losing probably one of his top employees just because, of your background and what I know about you. So for him to, and once again, all it takes is one person outside of yourself to believe like, oh no, this makes sense, right? So, and I think, and leading to, I think even just to maybe fast forward a little bit, like to where I'm at now with Jen and moving in, like we were married. I was, we'll get into this maybe a little bit later, but I was in an accident at 21, and I came out of it, and Jen was so amazing that I've got this crazy idea, do you want to get married but not live together, because like my business is in Guelph and she's a teacher in Waterloo. Yeah. And she's like been totally on board with everything. Yeah. All my insane ideas and concepts. And until there's a date set, she's just like, like I picture myself as a human bobblehead, but she's like, yeah, that's cool, Aaron, that's nice. But then when I put a date, it's, but so I would say it's to go back to it, to circle back, like just if it feels right, even a percentage, then do it. And that's what's nice about Jen is like all these kind of harebrained ideas that you would say, it's just, you got to be true to yourself. So I think back to Josh as well, not to bounce around. It's like, that's amazing that he just had that kind of, you just do it. Because that position would always be there, I would say, if you tried it.
Exactly.
So he's
exactly.
Like, he's going to be back, but he also knew that you wouldn't be.
Yeah, and
That
it's
makes
funny
sense.
because like we've talked about, starting our own stuff over the years
Right.
together. Like that's a dream of mine is to start something with him.
Yeah.
Eventually, and
Yeah.
in the restaurant space.
Yes.
But so it's kind of cool, and he's kind of switched jobs a couple of times since as well,
Yep.
and yeah, just realized like, and one of his other really close friends started his own little shop in Port Dover,
Okay. Yeah.
and he's just kind of seeing that all this stuff's possible. He's going to come on the podcast as well.
Oh,
And
right on. Cool. Yeah.
yeah, I just think that's kind of always how I've been. I remember hearing a quote, "Fortune favors the bold," when I was really young, and I
I've
was
never heard
like,
of that. Yeah, that's amazing.
yeah,
Oh, for sure.
and I was like, holy shit, dude,
Yeah.
like that is
Yeah.
so, like everybody wants to be successful, everybody wants to
Totally.
make money, and it's like you have to have the courage to make that first leap and then be okay with figuring it out along the way.
And I think that you have attracted people getting to know you. It's like, well, you had mentioned the word ego, and I do believe that there's a couple different outlooks on that that word. It kind of just popped. It's like there are certain people that are egotistical, but like I would say entitled. Like not once have I ever been in a conversation around here where, yeah, like there's no entitlement here. Like what you are building and have built is all due, I would say, just hard work and believing in yourself. But if you can it's all about networking and surrounding yourself around the right people that you're not looking for validation. But when they say to you like, "Oh no, you've got to try this," like that.
Yeah.
That to me is like a huge ego boost for people that I don't think I'm egotistical, but I know that I'm loved and well liked. But it's also hard to say that. And I in the last since 2021, since my accident, I'm okay saying it out loud. Like I know that I'm very well liked and very well loved. And prior to that, it's like, oh, you kind of just shy away from it. Whereas some people love that and they live for it. But I think,
I appreciate that, and I think it really stands. My mom spoke about you my entire life, right?
Yeah.
And I love that we have that connection together, and it speaks volumes when somebody is like you can tell, right? When somebody it's longevity
all day long. Yeah.
You put them in the same situation for 10 years, and if it are the same person for that whole amount of time, then that's who that person is.
100%. Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what is the beauty about time is it reveals all truths.
Totally. Yeah.
And I think it's hard to meet people who are super genuine and especially in the male role as well, right? Like who are thoughtful and kind and genuine.
Yeah.
But also masculine, right? And like leaning into the stuff with children and so it's like I completely agree with that idea, and I relate to that. And anybody knows you knows the same.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I mean, sometimes it might be hard for us, meaning kind of back to circle back to what you just said there. Just being genuine and true to yourself. And I think people see through it. I mean, real estate, you hit it on the head there again. It's like you can see somebody, but maybe after 10 years, oh, well, they're not like the person they were before, but they also became busy, and then it becomes a machine. So it all depends on what type of, I guess, route or direction you want to go. And I'm very grateful and thankful that like my business is repeat and referral. And like I said, the bank's not going to knock on the door this year, but very close. But you know what I mean. But it's been a struggle for anything in sales, I would say.
Sure. Yeah.
But the cream rises to the top in that business, and the busy agents are busy this year for sure.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. But genuine. I think it's a lost art in a lot of ways, and I think it's really nice. You will attract yourself, I think, to those people too, which is cool. You know what I mean? Like you find them.
Yeah, I totally agree. What do you think has been the most rewarding part in the last 5 or 10 or 14 years you've been in the business? So what do you think's been the most rewarding?
Honestly, I would say the most rewarding thing is still being able to do it, still getting those referrals, and helping people out. In a business that you see so many people get involved when it's really good, and they get in it. I've had clients that are now real estate agents because of the experience they had, and they get in. It's like, holy shit, it's not what I thought it was when I was hanging out with you. And it's like, well, I mean, do I make it look easy? No, it's like I'm harboring all of the anxiety and freaking out at last minute just so that
Inside.
you can and now you're feeling it, right? Yeah. So what you're feeling, you don't need coffee that much, but no, it's the most rewarding. I would just say I'm super grateful that I'm still able to do what I do and provide, and now having having the grandkids and whatnot. Yeah, but just specifically for the real estate, yeah, I would just say the Zuccala name is still, I guess, known within the city, which is kind of cool. My grandpa's no longer here, but his brother is the last Zuccala, and Uncle George, great Uncle George. But yeah, so it's kind of cool because it's still a name that that did well throughout the years.
Have you guys ever worked on projects together, like you and your family, and the Zuccala last name? Or
I haven't, but the funny thing is, I sold a house, which a colleague bought on Sackville, and my grandfather sold it to his parents.
Wow.
And so it was like a
super
full
cool. Yeah,
circle,
full circle
right?
moment.
It was like, on the train tracks in what they call the ward in Guelph, right?
Yeah.
So heavily Italian populated, right on the tracks, which prohibition was huge back then. So, theories were,
Cool.
hey, there's like a tunnel from this house to this house because when they knock on the door, and like real stuff like that. So it was kind
Sweet.
of, so that's kind of the full circle moment where it's like, this is kind of cool. I'm signing the papers going, okay, well, your parents bought it from my grandfather and now I'm selling it. So yeah, it was that's one that sticks out for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What has kept you in Guelph? I love Guelph myself.
Yeah.
I know what would keep somebody there, but
Yeah.
what's kept you there?
So I just recently moved to Waterloo to be with Jen. But what has kept me in that, I would say, really, I think not only just because of being in the real estate game there, it's truly the people, and I think what it does have to offer. Like it, even though I am in Waterloo right now, I'm still back in Guelph every day.
Yeah.
9 to 2 if I'm not showing house at night, or say 10 to 8. But it's both kids. Our kids were raised there. The system in the school, everything about it, I think.
It's
nice.
a really cool city.
It is.
It's a really cool city.
Yeah, very diverse, and it's just very welcoming, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels close to like Ancaster a little bit.
Okay.
Like
Yep.
with if you had an art scene
Yes.
the same way. Like I know Ancaster does. But yeah, Guelph's a really cool spot.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of has its ups and downs. Music was huge there for a long time, then it kind of slowed off, and now with the new venue there, Sonic Hall, it's great. Like,
and it's a
big act
university
coming
town
through.
too.
It really is.
Keeps
Yeah.
it young.
Yeah,
I realized like living
Yeah.
in university towns is cool.
It is.
Like,
It really is. And the people are like, hey, there's this area heavily
Yeah.
You know what? It's busy on St. Pat's, and
Yeah.
there's 2 nights, say a weekend and 1 night out of the year where it's chaotic, but either join in the fun or go away for the weekend.
Exactly.
But,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sweet. Talk to me about kind of what's been going on recently, and we can dive into the accident as well, if that's okay. And,
yeah, totally.
I think it's been great that you and Jaden have kind of went on your little journey together, and shout out to Jaden. She's had a newborn baby. It's so
Rudy.
exciting.
Yeah.
It's been really great to get to know her as well.
Yeah.
And I think you guys are a great team.
Oh, it's like I think it's like I've always said to her, it's like working with my daughter or my niece. Like just plug and play. It's amazing. It's we are an extension of each other to a certain extent, where it's like, hey, can you show this? My longtime client. It's like they love her. It's just it's like finding the right the right lawyer, the right home inspector. It's like having her, and now her sister-in-law Allison's kind of in the collective as well.
Nice.
It's been a blast. So I would say the last 5 years, let's go from 21. So my accident was June 13th, which number 13 is actually a really good number for me. My mom's birthday. My mom passed in 2012, stomach cancer. But so 13, Harrison's born on the 13th. So the number 13, I find I love it. Super lucky. My accident was near fatal, motorcycle accident back, June 13th of 2021.
Yeah.
So
I remember getting that phone call. It was really scary. Like I can't imagine. Like again, I'll let you speak.
Go ahead.
Like,
Yeah.
From my perspective, my mom's known you for literally the entire since I was literally a baby.
Yeah.
And she called me, and I was like so in shock.
And I thank you for that. I would say that I have had so many conversations with people, and they say the same thing. So once again, the concept of being okay with knowing that I'm well loved and well liked, that obviously was a huge turning point for me. Almost letting go and being okay with it. The response from the community was a little bit, it was overwhelming out of the gate, right? So my dad, at the time, he was 74. So he picks either Barry's Bay or Bancroft as a destination. So my brother's friend Mike myself, and my dad. So 4 of us will hop on the bikes. So I had a 2017 Road Glide, which literally Harley, which saved my life, just a big front end. So he chose Bancroft. So, on a Saturday, we ripped up. We always stay in this one little hotel, get a good night's sleep. And then Sunday morning, we could stop, gas up, leave around 10 a.m. I just chatted with Jen. I tried to call Sammy, but he didn't answer. So yeah, we left Bancroft about 10, and I think my accident was maybe 20 minutes after. So
Wow.
the nice thing is I don't remember a single thing from the event, like nothing at all.
Yeah.
And I would have to say that my recovery would be a lot different, I think, if I would have remembered, but I don't.
Yeah, that gave me chills.
Yeah,
I think you're right. It's okay.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
No, it's I would say, after doing 3 years of cognitive therapy. So short-term memory was definitely affected, but the long-term was there. So remembering you, and just things that I'm so forever grateful for, like, remembering the kids growing up and certain things that I thought, oh, am I going to, like, fighting for my memory was a big thing in the hospital. So
Yeah.
so the accident happened on Sunday, let's say at 10:30. I think I made it to Peterborough and then airlifted to St. Mike's, which so that was Sunday. Tuesday, I think, was my first time that I came to became awake, I guess, or aware that where I was. So I hadn't had any operations yet, and
So you woke up in the hospital.
I woke up in the hospital.
Holy shit, man.
Intubated.
Yeah.
And my son Sam was in the ICU with me, so he confirms everything that, hey, this is what I think I remember. Can you confirm? And he's like, so it started with me kind of coming to, looking down. What was I thinking? Intubated. So then I look over to my right, and then my son Sam, his big smile, right? So then I'm like, oh fuck. So I recognize, okay. Then I'm like starting to piece it together. Like, am I in the, like, where am I? Am I in the States? I knew that I thought I was on a motorcycle. Like, I'm now in the hospital, and then my Italian heritage kicked in. I'm like, am I in the States? Do I have insurance? Like, I'm losing everything. So we got,
But that's totally fair.
oh my, and I thought, because the weeks later, I'm like, oh, did this happen? And then Sammy confirmed. But so we communicated through a whiteboard and a blue marker.
Wow.
And everything that I thought, once again, I'll say it one last time, Sam's like nodding. This is what happened. So I'm trying to spell out, like, where. So we got that figured out. So Ontario. So I'm like, okay, we're here. And then who? Like, was there anybody else in the accident? And Sammy's just. So then I have. So we kind of chatted. So now I'm like, I guess lots of bells and whistles were going off because everything is going crazy because I can't talk. So I'm all hooked up to the wires, right? So then I think the nurses are coming over to say, hey, calm down. So then so now that's fine. I figure, okay, I'm in Canada. I'm alive. Got this thing hooked up. And I have a little chat with my son, Kale and Sam. And every once in a while, I'll say, like, good night. Like, good night. I fucking love you. Or I fucking love you. So I'm trying to write out. So I'm writing out, like...
And you can move your hand at that.
So I'm moving my right hand.
Yeah.
Left hand was... I had a laceration because I got some nerve damage here.
Yeah.
So I'm writing out, like, E-Y. So Sam's like, I. And I start to write out fucking... like F-U-C, and he says, love you. So,
Nice.
I know.
That's
so
beautiful.
the
Yeah.
whole saying of, okay, so I'm piecing it back together. I kind of know who I am. That's my son. I fucking love you. And he finishes it. It's like, to me, it's right out of a movie.
Yeah,
So, but
that
so
is a
that,
movie
and then
moment, for
that
sure.
was it. Then I don't remember anything else until after I was put in an induced coma for 13 days or 11 days. Sorry. And then when I came to, then I was moved into, because that was during COVID, which was a terrible time because
Yeah.
we could have one visitor at a time. So it was both my boys. We were only allowed to have two rotating, and Jen could go in if they weren't going in, or coming down. So I was at St. Mike's from the 13th until, I think, August 11th.
Yeah, I remember.
Sorry, July 11th, and then I was out on August the 18th when I went to Toronto rehab for about I guess a little over a month. So it was a little over two months in total. But when I got out of all the surgeries and into a room, obviously very delirious, not really knowing what's going on. And I would say percentage-wise, because I have an acute brain, like a moderate to severe brain injury from that, when once again 3 years of cognitive therapy, if I could say it, it's helped out. But I was saying to Jen, like, I thought I was at an all-inclusive resort, like, hey, is the room okay? Like, do you want me to upgrade? Like, so she's laughing, but then would go in the hallway going, like, bawling, going, is this where he, like mentally and
Yeah, where is he?
where is he?
Yeah.
So and that really, I think that, well, I know for a fact it stuck and hit a chord because I knew who I was, but I knew I wasn't who I was. Like, if that makes sense.
100%.
And
Yeah, I get that.
I fought hard to just keep those percentages going up.
Yeah.
And being able to have Jen there, that, like I said, the accident was in June. She's a teacher. So to have her there, and then my son Kale, I actually had to bump Sam out to have Jen go in, unfortunately. But just to have them there, reassuring me that, once again, I'm here, I'm loved. We don't know what the outcome's going to be, but I fought and fought and fought to see, I think I'm at 50% when I was at 25. Like, it
Wow.
was, yeah. So still being able to
What did that like fighting look like as far as like, did you have to do tests on the, like,
Yep.
were there little activities you were doing on the day and you were just trying?
Oh my! So
Like,
that's such a great question, because while I was coming out of, like, after intensive care, cognitively, like, a nurse would come in,
yeah.
and I don't remember her face, but I remember her being very harsh, and it was like, okay, so some of the tests, I think, were like, okay, you're gonna go through the alphabet, start with A, and
Yeah.
5 things. So it's like apple, and I would kind of, nope, that's not good enough, and I would just kind of slump over and be like,
Whoa.
I'll try harder next time. And
Whoa.
so Jen and I now joke about it, because if I don't do something at home right, which she never scolds me, let's say, I'm like, I'll try better next time, right? So dark humor has always been
Yeah.
huge in my family, and it's even larger now, and people just are like, you're fucked. But that's how I work it. But so it was always those, like, okay, so they have their baseline level. Okay, well, he got through ABC, and I was like, I remember Jen's phone number, just like weird stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
But it was during the hospital stay for the 2 months. The deal was, I think after about 6 weeks, I was going to be transferred from Toronto rehab to, I think, St. Mary's in closer to home. And I said to everybody, like, I started to cry. I'm like, if I leave here, I'm leaving here. Like, I'm not going to another facility. Well, you basically have to walk, like, because I hadn't walked at that time.
Wow.
Because, as far as injuries go. So basically, when I landed, I'm assuming I landed on my left butt cheek, because pelvis was totally shattered, so full of metal, like a new cage system set up so that I could. And then, so I hit.
What happens when you go through security?
Well, yeah. Oh, so it's happened once where, it was in Nashville. They're like, what do you got going on? I'm like, well, can take a look. It's like, oh, it's the wand. Yeah. So it's only happened once. And I was like, oh, I can't be late for this flight.
I always think about that when I'm going through
oh my.
security.
Yeah.
I always think, who has metal in their body?
All day long, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought, but it's only happened once. So then, pelvis is so left leg was detached from the spine, pushed into my rib cage.
Holy fuck.
So so they put that back together, and this, doctor, I'll get into that in a minute. But so that's there, and then I landed. So I would have hit. I'm assuming butt cheek, shoved everything up, and then shoulders reconstructed, a couple of plates, and then my helmet. I still have my helmet, and then head. So I think from what and the other shitty thing is my dad and my brother were behind me.
Yeah.
So they witnessed everything.
Yeah, that's terrible.
So I think from just the spinning and head, so the acute brain injury, that's really where, obviously, percentage-wise, that's where that came from. And all the testing they were doing, they said, he's at this level, but the brain is such a miraculous thing. His baseline, they say after, I don't know if it was a year or 2, wherever I'm at after 2 years, that's where I'm at. So as far as kind of, I've got some damaged kind of hand and ulnar nerve, and then left leg, if you could imagine, like sciatic, not pain, but numbness from my left butt cheek right down to basically half of my foot. But my gait's getting better. I was doing physio. I'm still going to physio right now, which will be, regardless of the accident, got to keep moving. But with all the metal, I'm kind of like hingy, and got to get some stuff done. But we'll circle back to it.
What does it feel like? Do you feel it in your body? I've always thought about
cold
that.
days, 100%.
You feel the metal.
I would say not pelvis, but like up here for sure. Like I can feel kind of how it's ridged.
Whoa.
My X-rays are amazing. I actually want to put them on T-shirts just to kind of, And I've always been, there's some X-rays too. It's like, you can only imagine, because everything is all pelvis, right? And I'm like, anyways, everything's cambered. I'm going to just leave it at that, but it's just like,
that's awesome.
But there's, no, I would say, all things considered, a good friend of mine, going back to the accident, it was June 13th, and AJ a woodworker made me a beautiful cane, brought it over, and he's like, I don't know why I looked at this, but there were 14 accidents that weekend.
Wow.
And 13 fatalities. So
Whoa.
I was the only survivor. That's what he had told me. He said, I don't know why I looked it up, but yeah. So just once again, it's like that 13 it's in, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Again,
got a couple
13 again.
tattoos. Yeah. So,
Holy shit, man.
yeah.
Yeah. So, the guy who I'll introduce you to, Mike, calls it the falling hook from the sky moment.
Okay.
So he talked about how, and we've talked about this on the podcast, episode 3, I think.
Yeah.
He talked about how everybody in their life at one point has what he calls the falling hook from the sky moment, where when he was a kid, he was working in the oil fields and this hook fell from the sky and almost killed him. And it was like inches from him. And he decided that's enough of that.
Yep.
And I've had that with my friend passing as well, realizing when I was 18 that life is actually finite.
Yes, 100%.
And I've kind of lived my life that way since.
Yep.
Knowing that, like, I'm really super happy to be alive.
Yes.
And very lucky to be alive.
Oh, yeah.
How I'm sure it's changed in so many different ways. But talk to me about, when you started to see an uphill trajectory in a positive way, and you knew that things were getting better and things were starting to get better and you were getting mentally better. And
I would say, so when I got home on December 18th of 21, first time in a car even, right? Like just the whole, what I love about the cognitive therapy that I did for 3 and a bit years, it has allowed me to still hold on to the memories that kind of in the past and also to move forward.
Yeah.
So I would say from seeing Sammy's smile to knowing who he was, recognizing him, to look down to be intubated, going, okay, there's more. I'm not going to stay at this state. Matt, it truly comes down to the people that you have behind you. I was going to say, the medical team, from the lawyers, to the medical team. I truly believe that if I didn't have, outside of family and friends, if I didn't have them in place, I would not be where I am today.
Yeah.
Because they were the true backers of, this is what they do every day.
Yeah.
So they saw it in me, just like Josh saw it in you, to be like, hey, I'd love for you to stay here.
Yeah.
And you could still be there, right? Like doing this. Yeah. And it's like every day is like a Tuesday. It's like Groundhog, but it's an okay Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
But I would say the positive parts really, I think they happened as soon as I fucking hit that car, man. Like, I'm very faith driven and it's very personal, but once again, it's a sitcom life for me. It's like, here I am sitting in my lazy boy chair eating popcorn. I hit the car. I'm watching it like on a screen, so to speak. There I go through the air. When I landed, my brother is running towards me. An off-duty firefighter is waiting because she's behind. She sees everything. She runs up to where I'm kind of on the pavement with my brother. Hey, my name's Jacqueline, which I've been able to talk to her.
Wow.
I'm an off-duty firefighter, 10 years. So she was there to assist the situation.
Yeah.
Nobody's moving me or anything. I tried to get up. So I was out for a minute. I came to, and the first thing I said was, I got to take a piss.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Everything, I'm assuming, my pelvis is gone. Everything's filling up. And my dad's like, it's okay, Ari. You can pee, you can take a piss in your pants. Right? But people but if I truly believe, when did I would say from that young lady helping just the situation to the right people, the right doctors at the right time, my injury, only a selected few doctors really knew how to do this.
Yeah.
They're at St. Mike's. We live in an amazing part of the world. So I think it could have, when I got home, I wasn't really, I think I had so much support and backing. There was no way that I could have, did I want to sit on the couch and sleep all day? All fucking day long. And can I see that from a patient's perspective? Like maybe talking to another lawyer or another OT, they're like, Aaron, you're doing so well. Please know that. We have a lot of clients, not to talk about them, but that, that are on that can't get out of bed. But I think going back to embracing the community and the love that was given, there was no way that I could not have gotten better. I just didn't want to let anybody down.
Yeah.
So once again, I think it's just, does it go back to kind of just work ethic of always being that commission base? If I wanted to stay at home and play Nintendo or whatever, Xbox, I could have. I wasn't making any money. So if I wanted to sit at home on a couch, I could have, but I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. Exactly. I don't think I'd be here, to be honest. It's just, overwhelming. And I think, once again, not for whatever reason why I don't know anything about that event, it allows me to kind of, I think, to be where I'm at today.
Yeah.
I think having to replay that, because I was in another small fender bender earlier this year, and watching it happen, as soon as it happened, I'm like, later that day, I'm like, oh, fuck, like, am I ever, like, how do I pull the silver lining out, I guess, of my accident? I'm so glad I don't remember anything from that bike accident, because just watching that car, like, come at me,
it's terrifying.
It's terrifying, right?
That's the shit. Like, that's what me and Maddie were talking about, the idea of PTSD and, like, what makes PTSD.
Yes. Yep.
And because she's studying to be a clinical psych.
Okay, yeah.
And she was saying that there was this massive pileup in the States that happened, and there was this young kid who was alive, and he saw people running on fire, and he looked away. He closed his eyes. So him being so young, his brain working like that, painted the picture that everything's okay.
100%.
And there's something to be said about seeing the whole event, and seeing everything that's happened and being awake for the event. That causes because then you start to think, what if? Oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. And I think you are right by saying you're glad you don't remember it, because it's all of that I should have done. Because I got in a small accident 2019 or before. And I still have those thoughts. Like, again, nobody was harmed. Nobody was harmed. Everything was fine. Like, it was just, I hit this guy's truck because I lost control of my vehicle. And his truck was totally fine. My car was written off. But I was like, the whole time, I'm like, I could have. And the same for you is, I'm sure if you remember everything, you could have been like, oh, I could have turned, or I could have slowed down, but that doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything.
It really doesn't. And I think not knowing, but then having even my brother somewhat, when he can talk about it, like, you know, like, he's behind me. So a car was pushed into my lane. So in his mind, he's like there was, I guess I stood up on my floorboards, and as if to go like, hey, like, where are you going? And I had nowhere to go but into the car, right? So at least I couldn't imagine it. I actually, it'd be a different outcome for sure. So once again, very grateful.
And you said you've had the opportunity to talk to that off-duty firefighter.
Yeah. So
wow.
I actually just
what
sent
a powerful moment.
Unbelievable. So I called her in September when I got home, and or sent her a text. I think she was traveling, and I just sent her a message a while back, because as far as the actual, like, everything is done from the insurance and whatnot in September of 25. So then I feel a lot easier and better talking about it now, because everything's settled. But but just to be able to kind of just touch base with her, and because my brother had it in his phone, like what I think Jacqueline the Angel, like, just crazy shit. But and just to hear her, even just the reply of a text, it's just thank you. Like, it's crazy. So to circle back, I would say when positive started, right? I think when I didn't even realize it was being here. But
that's somebody looking out for you for sure.
Like, it is.
Complete chills talking about this, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I know my mom has always been spiritual in the way that she looks at the afterlife and death and stuff. And she's talked to me about a couple of people in her life that have passed, and tried to send her messages and stuff, and she's received those. And even my own like father losing his brother really young, me losing my friend. Like, I remember writing the first post on the first year, and it started pouring rain. And then stopped after, like. So I definitely think
all day long,
like, again, angels being there for you, and it's crazy. I think that's such an interesting thing about that career path, like firefighter, police officer, first responder, is you're dealing with a person, like a physical person, who's going through the absolute most insane thing they've probably already been through.
And so I'm selling real estate, holding in, like, anxiety, and oh my God, the deal might not close, and like, you're like, oh yeah, there's the guy's arm. Like, no, my oldest Kale, he's going through for firefighting right now, which I just I commend. I work with a lady at Royal LePage there, and she does it. It's like, you saved my, like, your profession saved my life. Like she was going to the cottage or something, like, just
literally.
So it's it takes a special person to be able to do that, and I'm so glad that people can do it.
Are you able to talk about kind of what's been going on with the settlement and all that sort of thing as well? Because I know
it's done.
I know that was a whole other.
That was 4 and a bit years, right? So we were told out of the gate, because of COVID, less and less people becoming judges. So 5 to 7 years at a minimum.
Wow.
And the way that I remember my lawyer saying when I was just coming out, I would have been at Toronto Rehab at the time, so it would have been mid-July. We first met him, Brian, out in the courtyard. The first thing he said was, "Hey, it's not like the U.S. Like you're not getting tens of millions. Not that we're talking about money, but just it's not. It's like whatever the policy is, right? So if you have a $1 million policy, it's just that's how the Canadian. So I will say, so everything is settled now, and all like what was there. It doesn't even matter. I would say, to slow down a little bit. The best thing that Brian said to me was, "Do you want health or wealth?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "I want my health."
Yeah.
That's all. And so that's what it always has been.
Yeah.
Not once did I ever think, well, the lawyer gets this. No,
Yeah.
like these people also are put on this earth to look out for people like us that are in those accidents where they get obviously painted. Real estate doesn't have the best, as far as people,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say used car salesman, but like I think that we're put on this earth, real estate agents, to make lawyers look good. But once again, Matt, it was a blessing that he asked me that, because if you want the money, we can go for it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, I want my whatever health, and that was the biggest thing too, just because the memory and the percentage was still low at that time when I was talking to him.
Yeah.
So that's now all done and settled, and I definitely lost income because I wasn't able to work at my full potential. I have Jaden, we'll talk a little bit about as well, full-time, like her and I are partners. So here in Canada, get a line of credit or borrow money because there's no real, nothing really there for you until that settlement is done.
Yeah.
And the settlement will sometimes really come in at just your lost wages. Hey, you know what? We're sorry for what happened, and you haven't been able to work your full potential for the last, let's say, 4 or 5 years. This is what you get. So I'm grateful for whatever that dollar amount was, because that's what their job. I was able to let the lawyers do their job, the OTs. I just listened to everybody, and I to this day I think, I'm not afraid to be told, hey, you're in the wrong here, or like I don't, I'm always looking for that kind of. I don't take offense to somebody correcting me.
Yeah.
An acute brain injury will do that to you, but I would say as far as that goes, the biggest thing from the settlement is just the health or wealth question really hit home.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it because
it's true. You don't think about that stuff.
Nope, because no amount of money will ever change.
Yeah.
And I would say, I truly know, like, if I can say this now, it's like if I would have been paralyzed in a wheelchair, knowing what I know now, having this type of communication, so brain level, remembering, the kids growing up and that kind of long term, which is, I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
I would give up a lot of things in order to have what I have right now. And I think I have, I can't do the same. Like I won't be able to snowboard again. Like there's certain things that I love to do.
Yeah.
But you know what? I had amazing trips, like bucket list trips.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm grateful that I have those memories that I can still go, oh yeah, like I did bald face with, a couple of people, which is like, those were in the magazines, like look growing up, right?
Yeah.
And it was a spur of the moment thing. But I would say health over wealth, and knowing what I know now, like all day long, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
I do think about that a lot in my life too, is how, I'm 27 and I'm in the prime age of my life as far as physically. And, I'm really got back into fitness this year and really taking a hard run at it.
Yeah.
And I do think about this. I'm lucky to have this. I'm lucky to be able to push my body.
Correct.
I'm lucky to be able to choose what I eat.
Yes.
I'm lucky to be like this morning I woke up and I'm like, I just thought about every other person starting their day. You know, like there was a moment where like the water, I wasn't sure if it was going to shut off or get cold. And I was like, I just had that moment. I was like, what is somebody in India doing right now? Or what is somebody in China doing right now? Like this exact, they're getting ready for the day. What is their day? That's where I think listening to people talk about stuff that happens in their life. And that's why I love podcasting as well. And again, my friend passing away too, I constantly keep a reminder of like, be very lucky. Like I kind of like hold my breath when I'm on long trips. Yeah. Like long road trips.
Yeah.
Cause you never fucking know. You never know what's going to happen.
No.
And like,
no.
every time I arrive, I'm like, okay,
Yes.
I've arrived.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You're here.
I don't live
Yeah.
my life in fear when I'm driving,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like if I had a dash cam, I could submit a video every week. Like
Yes.
literally
Yeah.
this week, I saw this guy driving on the 403,
Yeah.
HOV lane. There's a gap in between the HOV lane and the
Yeah.
third lane. He goes through and goes like this.
Yeah. And back in and out.
I'm like, if you just hit
Yeah.
the car
Yeah.
at the right time,
Spin it. Yep.
you're killing so many people. Like, and it's just, I don't think people think about, like, especially being young, people don't
No.
think
No.
they have any sense of
No.
something happening,
No,
you
right,
know?
if I'm
And
gonna live till I'm 80 or whatever.
yeah,
I might-
exactly.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
That's yeah. And to go back to that one point, like you had said, your friend passing, like that's like my oldest son, Kale. He's 29. He's had two of his friends.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
it's really nothing until it hits home. You hear about it, but when it hits home like that, it's like, yeah, no, this is like you
Yeah.
had mentioned finite. It's like this is real. Like and yeah, it took my accident to rethink about certain things. And
Yeah.
am I different? Yeah, I mean, there's certain things I love about Aaron 2.0 is what I say, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's easy to say don't take shit for granted, but truly, if you can really every once in a while just where am I and go, yeah, like what are other people doing? And I have those thoughts a lot
Yeah.
too, Matt. I think it's
Just
you're
being
right.
grounded, just being,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
where are you right now? Where are your feet?
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's incredible, Aaron. I'm obviously so, it's terrible that happened
Yeah,
to you, but
sure.
I think
Yeah.
it's beautiful to see what you've been able to do from it, and that's the only
agree.
thing that you can ask.
No, that's
And
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I just think that's life,
It
That's life.
truly
That's
is.
the
It's-
cards.
yeah.
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 Like I was dealt a certain card growing up,
Yep.
and you got to figure it out. You got to do what
And
you
what
got
you
to
want
do.
to do with it, you're right. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
either choose to
Yeah.
stay at the hotel or
Yeah.
do what you're doing now, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, one's not better than the other, but as
Yeah.
far as you know what I mean, but it's still,
Yeah.
you're right. It's you do have to be grateful, and I think if you can, if you can just stop every once in a while and truly smell the roses and just kind of yeah, this is good, because you're right. If you could just close your eyes and be put somewhere else, like in a country that doesn't have, like, if COVID was hard enough for, I think, us and maybe in the medical world, like if I would have been, let's say, in Alberta, I think at the time, like they were sending people to Toronto, right? So
Yeah.
if I would have been in Alberta, like, or somewhere where the medical system was just, so many people were there and it was backlogged, like maybe I wouldn't, like that doctor wouldn't have been on call, and like
Yep.
this leg's not put back on and I'm not physically like able to, like, just to be able to walk again is one thing, but it's
crazy.
It really is. Yeah.
But in the silver lining, like it's given you the opportunity to maybe lean into more things like
100%.
music, right? Like,
Yeah.
So talk to me about kind of what's going on with your music and your scene that you're starting in Guelph. You kind of
Yeah.
created in Guelph.
Yeah, so I was doing open mic for a little bit with Sonic Hall, the new venue there, and now since moving to Waterloo, I've passed the torch over to Dan McLean Jr. I think at Sonic. Yeah, it's every Monday night. But so going back, music has always been a huge part of my life, all through high school, and the tinnitus or tinnitus, whatever you want to call it, definitely have that. And then working with Atticus for all those years and being able to kind of be around, some of your heroes and idols, and they are, once again, just human, and
Yep.
they put their pants on the same way, but it's like, and super humble. Like it was
Yeah.
really like, but yeah, music, that was the one thing that I was fearful of getting out of, like coming home on the 18th of August. The first thing we stopped by my brother's place and I picked his guitar up, and the only two fingers that were working were these two,
Wow.
but I was able to strum.
Yeah.
And then I got into music therapy. So
Yeah.
I'm taking music lessons right now with a gentleman by the name of John, who's, once again, he plays in City and Color. So just to say that out loud, like I'm taking guitar lessons from Johnny 99, which you too can, Matt, online. But yeah, so
Whoa.
just the amount of people that I've met through music, and they're just amazing humans.
Yeah.
It has given me a whole new outlook on life. I think I have enough guitars that I should play professionally, but I don't. And I've definitely been not buying as many. But no, I would say it's given me a whole new outlook. It's been great for cognitive therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Huge.
So music in itself. I was just able to visit a friend down a buddy of mine, Brian. So we went and saw Deftones down in San Diego.
Cool.
I haven't
That's
traveled
awesome.
for a long time, just
Yeah.
A, due to the dollar, and B, just to time and stuff. But
Yeah.
it is a huge part of my life, and it's such a great outlet that if I'm not able to do it for at least 20 minutes a day, I kind of go nuts. So
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely got to go see a show together for
Oh,
sure.
100%.
Yeah, I went to
anytime.
this, I don't know if I told you, but I went to Bourbon and Beyond in Kentucky in September.
So Jen and I did something like that many years ago called Forecastle.
Cool. Cool.
How was that?
Dude, it was crazy. It's,
Yeah.
I think everybody should go once.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, the way that the festival was done this time was, like, you could tell the festival's grown.
Yes.
Like, I saw Ringo Starr, I saw
Yeah.
Foreigner, I saw
Yeah.
Nathaniel Rateliff, I saw the Teskey Brothers, I saw
Yeah.
Lumineers, like, Jack
A
White,
melting
the list
pot.
goes
Yep.
on, right?
Yeah.
And the ability to see, all these young players, like there's this guy named Barker Bainship, I think,
Okay.
or he's a young,
Yep.
he's like 20 and he's
Yeah.
playing country music and he's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
fucking good.
Yeah.
And he's just like ripping on stage and he's just like a sweet young kid. And
Yep.
he's-
Yeah.
There's this other guy, he's 18, he can't even drink a beer, but he's
Yeah.
playing in front of people. It's like,
Yeah.
and and he like talked about that during his set. He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, I can't cheers for you guys, but
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
cheers for me. It's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing that's really awesome between like life is just music. Like everybody,
It brings a lot of people together.
I remember I met this guy when I was traveling. He's from South Korea,
Yeah.
and we barely were able to speak
Right.
to each other.
Yep.
But we shared similar music taste with
yeah.
blues.
No way. Yeah.
And I was like, "How the fuck do you know this blues artist?"
Yep.
And it was
Yeah.
like, we've kept in touch since, just because
yeah.
we've
Yeah.
had that love together. And
Yeah.
music has come up a lot on podcasts. These ones
Yes.
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's really cool that you're doing that because, again, like you said, there's things you can't ever do again.
Nope.
But there's still things that you,
Yeah.
maybe you can put a lot more energy towards.
100%. And that's it too. I think even just I can't play for as long now. My hand will kind of go numb, but it's just being able to have those kind of 20-minute bursts and then fight through it. But no, I think music too. Just even going to a show, and I love the the Massey halls of the world where it's the seated venues now.
Yeah.
But it's that 90 minutes where everybody is in sync and they're
Yeah.
there for that one reason, and nothing else truly matters. So
Yeah.
But
I remember I spoke about it on another episode, but I saw these guys, the Hermanos Gutierrez brothers. Yeah.
I just found them out maybe 3 months ago.
Yeah. So I saw them.
Oh my god!
They opened for Leon Bridges at Massey Hall.
Yeah.
And I felt out of body in
Mm-hmm.
that experience. So I don't think a lot of people knew them, but there was a small group of people near
Yeah.
the stage, and the music. So it's like,
Yes.
and it was live, perfectly loud. And it was like, I felt like I was floating.
Yep.
Everybody was on the same, like,
Yes.
it was such
Yep.
a crazy
Yep.
moment. I can't describe it.
Yeah.
And I just remember crying. And I'm like, this is like
100%.
so like,
Yep.
we're all here together,
Yep.
connected as people.
And there is not even an outside world.
Yeah. We're just here.
I think I just saw that Jack Johnson.
Yeah. So yeah.
So
Yeah.
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 Oh,
They're super worth seeing.
Yeah.
Like amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
yeah.
And they're like, it's crazy because I almost felt like I could see
Yep.
the music story in their playing. Like
Yes.
when I was hearing them playing, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is about a song that they experienced in a hike in a desert. But there's no words.
No words, all instrumental. No, I get it. So so you're transforming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the best natural high. Like, and that's what I
Yeah.
love about it. It's
Yeah.
like I've seen Foo Fighters so many times, and like
Yeah, that's
you
a
literally
sweet band to see.
You literally think that like he is singing for you.
Yeah.
Like there's 50 other 1,000 people, but no, it's like so that's and being able to kind of meet, like I said, some of the kind of the key people that I listened to growing up. It's like just to be able to shoot the shit with them, and like they're all human. Like it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's crazy. Like there's a ton of great players in Nashville that we get to see
Oh my
twice
gosh.
a year. And
Yeah.
they're all so chill. Like speaking
They
to
are
that
very-
point, like
yeah.
they're all just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just something I did. It's like,
Yep.
you don't like, yeah. And that's what I think is so cool about music is
Yep.
there's so many people who play music and there's so many different levels of music.
Yes. Yeah.
I think everybody has a tie to music.
Yep.
And they're just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just doing this thing.
Well, it's like you
whatever.
said, South Korea. Like you haven't like that's globally. Like, you have that in common.
Yeah.
And a language barrier, but that's what I mean. It kind of brings people together for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next for Aaron Zuccala? What's going on? What's next?
More grandkids. 100%.
Woo.
From Jen's kids. No, just I keep telling, joking with my boys, like, hey, let Jen's kids have kids first. But no, it's great. I'm looking. Kale's with kind of a long-term girlfriend, and my youngest Sammy's engaged. So yeah, I would say for me, it's really just Jaden. Like I said, partnership that I have now with Jaden. She just had their first. Rudy, I think it's it's really going to be just how do we set ourselves up for the future.
Yep.
Work smarter, right?
Yep.
Not harder.
Yep.
Work smarter, not harder. That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, I think that for me,
focus on the
that's kinda-
family.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's great.
Just make ends meet. I don't listen to the news. I haven't since 2014 when I bought my very first new car, and I think I'm doing okay not listening to the chaos out there.
Yeah, I can agree with that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Where can people find you? Where do people want to reach out to you?
So as far as just kind of, I have on Instagram. As far as music goes, it's just Folking Around on Instagram, and then
I love that title,
yeah,
by the way.
and then Aaron Zuccala will be just for business stuff. But
Anything real estate related.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you so much, Aaron. This was a pleasure.
yeah,
It's an absolute
you very
pleasure.
much. Thank you.
Okay, guys.
All right.
We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks.